Thomas Friedman, you told Vladimir Putin that his best days are behind him. What do you see in front of him?
Well, Lawrence, it's hard to predict, but I see a war crimes tribunal if he goes ahead with his onslaught on Kiev and the rest of Ukraine, basically bringing in massive military equipment to bomb, shell, and subdue a city of over 2 million people, not to mention the other parts of the country, in order to satisfy his basically crazy fantasy that Ukraine is essential part of the Russian motherland and must be returned to the bosom of that motherland. We are in for a hellish time for the Ukrainian people, for the citizens of Kiev, but also for the Russian people, because Putin will make himself, Russia and Russians, a pariah state. We're already seeing that on just the first week of sanctions. Russia's been thrown out of everything from the World Soccer Federation, Lawrence, to the World SWIFT banking system. And this is a catastrophe. And I have to believe, Lawrence, that as we speak, somewhere in the Kremlin, there's a water cooler. And at that water cooler is an intelligence officer and a senior military officer who are literally saying to themselves, what in the world is this guy doing?
And for them, and certainly for us, it was predictable that this would be a disaster. You make the point, one of the reasons why this is a disaster, in your column, you make the point, we have never seen an unfree country, Russia, try to rewrite the rules of the international system and take over a free country that is as big as Ukraine. Vladimir Putin is trying to do something that seemed impossible to many of us before the fact, which is why many of us thought he wouldn't do it, because it's impossible.
Yeah, I mean, Russia's a country of about 142 million people. Ukraine's a country of 44 million people. And let's remember, Lawrence, Ukraine has been basically free from Russia for most of the last 30 years. It's gone through numerous elections and it has a free economy. This has never really been that much about NATO. I think it's much more about Ukrainians actually want to be in the European Union. And the reason Putin does not want them in the European Union is that the last thing he wants is a successful, thriving, free market economy on the doorstep of Russia that was formerly part of Russia, that Russians could point to and say, we'd like some of that, please, not what you're serving, Mr. Putin.